Hello everyone, my name is Krysten Danielle and welcome to Apolla Performance's motivational class of Body Physics. Body Physics was a class developed to instill muscle memory and mindfulness within your movement as a dancer. For today's class, we are going to be covering beginner turns in the first of a three-part series. So whether you are a beginner dancer or you are a teacher that is looking for new ways to instill muscle memory within your students, your beginner students, this is going to be for you. So let's make sure we grab our Apolla shocks, put them on, get some water, and then make sure you have 2 yoga blocks.
So while you guys are getting ready, putting your socks on, getting your blocks together, I'm going to give you a few of the body cues that I use to get your mind firing so that when mess-ups happen, you are able to redirect yourself, remember those cues, and be able to fix your body as you're happening, as you're dancing, yeah? The first one's gonna start at the base of the feet. I love to say use the pinky or blade sides of your feet to press into the block at all times. That's gonna be the first one. The second is going to be our ribs and hips. I love using this as a means to fix flared rib cage and also a sway back within a dancer. So we are totally killing 2 birds with 1 stone. The ribs and hips, we are going to use the concept of pulling our belly button in towards our spine and then thinking that our front of our hip bones physically are lifting up into the rib bones and that the rib bones are pulling down towards the hips so that we are creating a nice wide lower lumbar spine base for us to create our turn. We also want to think about our armpits and where they are in space. So anytime we go into a one-legged balance, you want to think of keeping the armpit, I love to say it, in a vice, as though you're being picked up from underneath your armpits and you can't go anywhere. So that feeling or need to want to lean towards the side, we want to be able to pull that right back in, like there's a board or a block or someone holding us from underneath our arms. So we have the pinky blade side of our feet, that's our first one. We have our ribs and hips. We have our armpits.
Starting from the top of the head, begin your roll downs. At the base of the roll down, you have 2 demi-pliés. Then pull the belly button into the spine and begin to roll up. You have 2 head rolls towards the right and 2 shoulder rolls forward. Reconnect your ribs and hips and press down the pinky blade sides of your feet. Repeat the roll downs. Be mindful of where your knees are in space, that they are traveling over the toes rather than towards each other. 2 head rolls towards the left and 2 shoulder rolls back. Reconnect your ribs and hips to follow into 2 demi-pliés and 2 grand pliés. Keep the chest lifted as you descend into your grand plié, and again be mindful of where your knees are in space. Following the second grand plié, you have 2 flat backs to stretch out the hamstrings. After the second, you will go into 4 plié to relevés with the arms traveling through en bas into 5th position. Remember to keep the ribs and hips connected. To press the pinky and blade sides of the feet into the block during your pliés, and use the concept of pushing down to going up to help you ascend into your relevé. You have 8 straight leg relevés and then a balance hold. Following the relevé balance, you have 2 forced arched relevé holds. Keep the hip bones lifted and the heels nice and high. On the last, Open the arms like a T, lower the heels, and then straighten the knees. You'll pull into your right side passe balance and do 4 fondus. Keep the big toe connected and the hip bones connected to the rib bones. Use the concept of pushing down to going up as you travel through your plie to your straight leg. Repeat on the other side. Afterwards, pull back into your right side and you have 4 plie to releve balance holds. And then repeat again on the left. Continue with your concept of watching your armpits and your hip bones lifted. Mess ups happen. You can always come back to it. If you're falling forward, reconnect the ribs and hips. Push down to go up. Watch the armpits. Repeat on the left. And then again, you will go back to the right passe and repeat with straight legs into your releve. And then again on your left, following one final flat back to stretch out the legs. Go back into your passe balance for 2 fondu flex and extensions of the leg. Continue to think about pushing down to going up. Repeat on the left. We will then go back into the right side. Be mindful of keeping your armpit lifted over the supporting or standing leg. Watch the knee, that it's following over the toes and keeping the foot nice and flat. We're going to grow into our fondu flex with extension to rising into the releve. Going down with a straight leg, pulling into passe. Repeating our fondu, keeping the leg at retire. And then doing a full releve. Repeat on the other side. Fondu with flex. Fully releve. Lower with a straight leg. Pull into the passe. Fondu again. Releve. Finish. We're going to remove one block so that we can use it for our passe balance from the knee. Keep in mind your ribs and hips. Also, using your heel activation, remembering to push down to go up. This will help keep your alignment during your passe balance. You have 2 lifts on the right and then 2 lifts on the left. Watch your armpits on both sides so that you are not leaning but staying in the center. Remember to always reconnect your ribs and hips and push down to go up.
So at this point in the class, I hope everyone is feeling warm and prepared. Usually right around now is when we would use our knowledge of what we've taken in our class and we put it into practice, going across the floor, adding those progressions, and then moving from our progressions into creating more movement, choreography, however you like to look at it. The main aspect is you can take as many reps as you like with any part of the exercise, or as little. You can increase the speed if you feel that your dancers have achieved the slower tempo really well and you want to make them move a little bit quicker and faster to test their balance and their control and ability to be able to make those adjustments and think of those body cues. Again, my name is Krysten Danielle. This is Apolla Performance's motivational class of body physics. I do hope you check out all of the teachers and all of the classes and everything that Apolla has to offer. And don't forget to take care of your feet. Have a wonderful day, guys.